So I want to start by reading you a quote from Landon Donovan regarding who he thinks should be the next coach of the United States. I'm going to discuss this with Shaka afterwards. Personally, I would like to see an American. I think Americans, as a general comment, understand the American player better. They understand the league better. It's better for the development of our coaches in this country to have that experience. Shaka, before we get into the meat and the bones of this, do you agree that the next coach of the United States should be American?
I'll be really honest with you, Mark. I don't care. And in all honesty, I've heard this argument before, and I understand it. And it's Landon Donovan is not the first to come out with it. He's not the first American. Americans aren't the only ones to make this argument. People make this argument for quite some time. When we're talking about a national team, all the players, all the staff should be from that country. And I understand that and I respect that. But for the time being, their infinite knowledge, FIFA says no. And again, I respect that. You're allowed to choose who you want to come in and lead your program. Now, again, you look at smaller countries. Let's look at the Caribbean, for instance. Let's say St. Vincent and the Grenadines or something like Barbados. Their game, their league, their coaches might not be developed enough to lead their national program. And so they look for foreign talent. But at the same time, I get the argument that, well, you want to develop your local coaching talent, give them that opportunity, let them stumble at the different hurdles. That's how progress is made. It's not supposed to be a smooth line where you see it all going upwards and everybody's all happy about it. You have to fall over. You have to get the bumps and scrapes. So I'm neither here nor there on this issue.
I've got 2 points I want to get your thoughts on. The first one, the best American coach of all time, club and country. He couldn't do it, and he's no longer in the job.
Well, that doesn't mean that...
But if he's the best and he can't do it, and you're looking for an American, you're ruling out everyone else, the best can't do it, so what?
You're saying by saying Bruce Arena, I'll assume saying is the best, you are looking at what he's achieved. Statistics. And you're looking at what he's achieved in the past.
Sure.
Now, you have to be prepared to give somebody that opportunity. Somebody who does not have the stats of Bruce Arena because they're younger in the game, but because they might be more forward thinking, they might be better equipped for the game today, for the mindset of players today. So it's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, and I totally get that. If the best person is American, that's what it should, male, female, whatever. If the best person is American, great. But if you say, right, everyone else, we're not having them, it has to be an American, you've probably got 3/4 of the workforce you're jettisoning because of that.
But again, we're talking about a national team here. And the construct of this national team is clearly defined and very rigid. You have to be American or linked to US or whatever country by birth or up to your grandparents. Now, you can make that exact same argument, have that exact same rule for your staff as well. So it's an age-old argument that I don't think we have a place to criticize.
No, and
this is his feeling what that argument should be. FIFA's ruling is different. Let's not try to make this into something it isn't.
Just finally, we had that in Scotland, by the way. Oh, it's got to be a Scotland manager, the next one. Nonsense. It's the best available. Ultimately, we've got a Scot. Just want to go back to something that I read. Americans understand American players better. Oscar Pareja's Colombian. Do you think he understands American players better? He's been at FC Dallas since 2014. Or an American coach, someone like David Wagner, who's never coached in America. Who's going to understand American players better out of those two?
Pareja?
Exactly. So therefore, you're knocking him or anybody else from outside America out of the race. That's the point I'm making. Make it all inclusive. If the best person is American, great, appoint them. But don't jettison 3/4 of the workforce because they're not American.
For me, that's a little bit of a disingenuous comparison.
Of course.
Oscar Pareja has been at FC Dallas since I was there.
No, I know that.
So he is as American or as Americanized,
of course,
as anybody else who holds a green card or who spends a certain amount of time.
But he wouldn't be considered under Landon's comments here.
No, he wouldn't be. But again, if he hadn't played for I don't know if Oscar Pereira did play football internationally, he would qualify if he has a US passport to represent that national team. Now, again, we're trying to draw comparisons and put faces on this argument that I don't think has a correct interpretation. Everybody has their feelings about it, and for me, neither argument is neither here nor there. I understand the thinking behind both sides, and I'm not passing judgment on anybody who states their opinion.
We did all right there to get like 4 minutes out of something you said you didn't really care about.
I don't.